Hello and welcome to a new Scale 500 news video here on the channel. I'm coming to you with breaking news about new Herpa wings models. There has been a major leak with Herpa wings, and some of these models coming up in the coming months, well, they have started to circulate, and I was fed this information. I will not reveal the source in order to protect his identity, but thank you very much for sharing this information with me, because of course it makes it possible to share this information with you guys in the community. Now, I would not just share this information if I didn't have some rather substantial leads on this, but I have not been able to 100% finally confirm its legitimacy. So we have to regard this still as rumors. However, there is quite a bit of evidence suggesting that this is indeed legitimate information and that these models will be coming fairly soon. The question is, of course, when? The most likely scenario here is that these models will be in the 07-08 release batch of Herpa wings, but we will see in a few weeks when Herpa actually makes their official announcements for that. There could also be a few models here actually hitting shelves a little bit later, but most likely these models will all be coming out at least within 2024. The first model in this leaked list of models from Herpa wings coming is a United Airlines Boeing 737-800. Now, back in 2020, we had the first version of this with the current day United Airlines livery, and now 4 years later, it looks like we will be getting the 001 version of that. The next model on the list is a Starlux A350. Now, honestly speaking, I don't know much about this airline. I know Herpa released an A321neo model. I do believe they actually also already released an A350. If they haven't, well, then this is the first one. But if they have, then this, I guess, is the second one. And in any case, if you like this Japanese airline, there's a model for you coming fairly soon. And then in the past, we already reported on Herpa refurbishing their 707 or Centenary E3 AVEX molds. And this whole process has obviously been massively delayed, but it looks like the next model in that series is now coming, which will be coming with a NATO livery. And then, not so surprising, because we have also already reported on that and even shown images of sample models, are a couple of brand new models that will be coming fairly soon. The 727 on the list, it says solid new dark blue. I would call this a light blue, but whatever it is called in real life, this model is coming alongside a Concorde in a brand new international livery. Now, honestly speaking, I don't know what collectors will get these models. There will of course be some, and if you like brand new international, well, you are in for a treat these days. But for the rest of us collectors, these are definitely pretty much wasted models. And one thing is for certain, regardless of you liking these models or not, they will not sell out anytime soon. Which is why I would recommend not to buy these aircraft models at release, but to wait, because a couple of months down the line they will be discounted quite heavily. That is pretty much certain. Then back in 2019, we had the release of an Delta Airlines A220-100, and now it looks like in 2024 we will finally get an A220 in the current day Delta Airlines standard livery. Now, obviously, since we have not been able to finally confirm everything, most of these models still have to be regarded as rumors. But apart from the brand new models which have been confirmed by Herpa wings, the next model is also such a model that has already been confirmed by the product manager of Herpa wings. It is the Turkish Airlines A321 in the biofuel special livery. Now, there is a discrepancy when I look at the list in front of me, because here it is marked down as an A321neo, which is obviously not. We have images of the aircraft in real life, so it is also here not a neo but a CEO, a CO. I would say this is probably just a mistake in the list. The aircraft model I am confirming because we already have the information, as I said, from the Herpa product manager himself. Next up, we have an aircraft model which I actually already called out a little while ago, and it is the A320 of Eurowings with the Salzburger Land sticker or livery. The reason I called this out was because Herpa has already released this as a Scale 200 aircraft model, and while we don't always see Scale 200 models then also be realized in Scale 500, it often goes that way. And yes, it looks like I was right. The next Eurowings in Scale 500 from Herpa wings will be the A320 with the Salzburger Land sticker. makers. The next model on the list is perhaps also not a huge surprise. It is a red Condor A321neo. Now, there is a discrepancy again with my list, because in the list it's not marked down as a neo, but I would also again here disregard this as just an inaccuracy in the list. The reason why this is maybe not so surprising to get such a model is of course because Herpa has already talked about that they want to realize all aircraft types and liveries of Condor, so this is just the next in the line. Now they have of course also talked about releasing 757 Condor aircraft models, but as we can see the next will be an A321, so the 757s we will still have to wait for quite a bit, it looks like. And from Europe we move on to Asia. As we can see, it looks like we will be getting an A350-900 of China Southern Airline in the airline standard livery. Honestly speaking, I think this could be a really nice looking aircraft model once it is released. But there are more Asian models waiting for us in form of a 737 MAX 8 of Malaysia Airlines. And honestly speaking, while this perhaps might not end up in my collection, I do think it is great to see some narrow body Asian aircraft models that are not based just in China, because from there we have seen quite a few over the years, but to get a few more narrow bodies across Asia, I think this is a great step. And there will be more 737 MAX 8 releases coming from Herpa Wings in form of a Royal Air Monarch in their new standard livery. And this again, I think is a very nice Herpa Wings release to come. It is great to finally see a new Royal Air Monarch model. We've waited for quite some time. The last time we got one was of course a Herpa Wings Club model of a Dreamliner in this livery. So now we are finally getting a standard Herpa Wings model, so all collectors can get their hands on it, and even better, it is a narrow body. Well done, Herpa. And then we move to North America, where we will get a WestJet in their new standard livery, which they have on the 737 MAX 8. Also here in the past, we've seen a 737-800 release from Herpa Wings in their present day standard livery. And now we finally get a new one with this really, in my opinion, a very nice looking standard livery. And we remain in the realm of standard liveries with the final aircraft model in this league, and that is the A220 of Qantas Link. And honestly speaking, this is perhaps the one that surprises me the most. Not the fact that we are getting an A220 of Qantas Link, that I guess we could all pretty much well foresee, but the fact that they are starting with a standard livery and not with this special livery, I think is a bit surprising. Now, in my opinion, it is the right thing to do. I always prefer to start off with standard liveries, but Herpa has often shown us in the past to start off with special liveries and then sometimes forget to release a standard livery. Here we get a standard livery A220 of Qantas. I think this is also a very nice release. Will probably not end up in my collection, but it is great for everyone in Oceania that they can get their hands on such a lovely little single-aisle aircraft model. So those are the models we got the information about, which will be future Herpa Wings releases. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned here is the price, something I normally include in these kind of announcement videos. But the reason here is because while we do have the information about the models, we have images and we have article numbers for these future releases, we do not have any information yet on the prices of these models. So we will have to wait and see at least a couple of weeks yet until Herpa makes their official announcement for the next release batch, and then we will be able to see if the prices are increasing again. But I am in fact expecting Herpa to further increase prices. I hope not, but it is most likely to happen. So that's all the information we have for now about these possible future releases from Herpa Wings. What are your thoughts on this batch? Let me know in the comments section below. Now, if you want to see more videos like this in the future here on the channel, then be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. With that, see you in another Scale 500 News video here on the channel very soon. I'm checking out, and bye.